Okay, I'm not sure what happened, but as I was trying to add our guests to the live video, then I saw a notification that my video has ended. Oh my god, technology, please do not embarrass me today. Thank you so much for rejoining, Grace. Thank you for joining Osiro. I see you. I see you. Hopefully, we can get the guests back into the live video because I'm not sure why it ended. But yes, let me anoint this session. Please pray for me. Miss V, I see you. Thank you for joining. Hi, Osiro. Happy to have you here. I'm just going to try to add our guest to the video once again. And go live. I hope it works this time. Finally! Oh my god, I had to go say a rosary.
I don't get it. Network has
Oh
been
gosh.
networking since Sunday in here in Nigeria, so it's amazing that we're even here.
Oh, I'm so happy to see you. Like, I was already having palpitations because the last time I was on Brenda's live, let's just say I had some technology issues.
Yeah,
So I've
yeah,
come
no,
today
don't
again and I'm
worry.
like, okay, what's going on? Is this jinxed? So luckily, it's all
Nah,
fine.
we've had these incidences. I've been
Welcome.
going through the same thing on my own platform too, so we are resilient like that.
Oh, that's nice. Thank you everyone for joining. Thank you so much. And our beautiful, beautiful, beautiful guest is here, our amazing coach Ify, who needs no introduction. Like,
Please
I'm super
introduce
excited that
me. Oh.
don't worry, I'll give you the opportunity to introduce yourself because I can't sell that market, the way you'll be able to sell it. There's some key, words and phrases that need to be used that I may not quite get. So I don't want to water down, your value. Let me allow you to, yeah. So welcome everyone. Um, right, we'll just jump right into it. So I mean, she's an amazing personality. She's a mentor to me. So let me just, feel cool on this, on this live today. She's my mentor. She's, tech guru, parenting coach. Like, she wears so many hats, and it's amazing for her to agree to join us today. We're talking about a very, very important topic, which is, how to engage our children during the summer holidays. Personally, I've kind of struggled with that, right? So I'm looking forward to the tips and tricks that Coach Ify is going to give us today. Hope you guys are not surprised to be seeing my face. I'm not Brenda, but I'm standing in for her because she's unavailable today. So I'm the celebrity host. Let's just say I'm the celebrity. I'm the celebrity host for today. So please, Coach Ify, over to you for the introduction.
Hi everyone, my name is Ifi Okafor. Actually, my full name is Ife Yinwa. Nothing's compared to a child, but I just shortened it to Ifi to make life easy for everyone. Anyway, so by training, I'm an IT professional. I've been doing that for the past 16 and a half years and counting. By passion, I'm a digital parenting coach. So what I mean is I help parents, I empower parents with the confidence and the skills and the knowledge about the digital world so that they're able to effectively and proactively help their children, navigate the digital space. And by calling and by my personal experience, I'm also a wholeness coach. So I work as a wholeness coach for the wholeness school United States, Florida. And through my own personal experience, I did receive such coaching and I was so impacted by it that I felt that I needed to be part of this community and help, especially our women in this part of the world, because I realized that the way the program is structured, there was need for us to have our own voice in that program, our own flavor, our own stories. And so I bridged the gap between the wholeness school in the US and our African community. Yes, so those are my three major hats. I wear so many other little hats. If you want to see the full story, My LinkedIn page is Ifeyinwa Ifi Okafor. My full story is there. And you can always slide in my DM. Oh, yes. And I'm the convener of the Godly Parenting Summit. That
Thank you.
is also by calling, by special divine calling. I don't do it by myself. God just uses me and his hands, his feet, and his mouth. And what it is a platform for parents, of parents, by parents. And when I say parents, I mean anyone who cares for children in any way. So biological, in your heart, adopted, guardian, you are sure a parent. And what we do is we partner with God to learn principles to parent children God's way. Case closed. I don't have any other explanation for that.
Thank you so much, Coach Ify. Permit me to just call you Coach Ify because I don't know, the Ify is not coming out of my mouth on its own. So let me just put the coach in front so that I can be comfortable.
Yes,
Thank you so much for that introduction. You know, I said it that I won't be able to do a good job as well as, you just did. You really fractioned that out for us by calling, by training, and I'm like, okay, that's so lovely. Wonderful to meet you. So please do go to her LinkedIn profile and follow her if you want to get to know more about her. And towards the end of this live session, you tell us the other ways and means that we can reach you. But let us jump right into the matter of the day, talking about how we can engage our kids during this holiday season. So to just kick us off, I want to know, right, what would be your recommended approach in general, right? Some people are more spontaneous, just wake up in the morning and decide, oh, today I want to go to the beach or blah, blah, blah. Or as a parent, as soon as you realize that the holiday season is approaching, are you supposed to sit down and make a deliberate plan, right? Like what exactly would be the recommended approach and why?
Auntie, unless you have like one child and you are like a housewife, you see that I woke up like that and I just stumbled into the day, you are going to just stress yourself out. Because the thing is this, whether we believe it or not, whether we realize it or not, children thrive on routine. The children whom you see that are well-rounded, are well-rested, are firing on all engines and achieving a lot. If you look behind the scenes, they probably have a well-developed routine. And the thing is this, the children will verbally push back on those routines, but their subconscious, their inner beings, their diurnal rhythms, their circadian clocks. So I'm going factual here. That's why I'm using the terms. Will appreciate it on your behalf. It's your circadian clock that tells you, oh, the sun has gone down. The light, okay, hey, our doctor knows that I'm spinning correct. That's why she's giving me hearts. Thank you. So when how is it that you know when to sleep? It's not the alarm. You don't set alarm to sleep, right? Your body just knows that after a while during the day, you start feeling one kind and you sleep. It's because when you wake up at a certain time, your body already knows that after a certain amount of time, when there's little or no light, it's time for priming bedtime. That's how the cavemen did it. And that's why when you're now doing Instagram and bright lights at 12 midnight, your body's like, I don't understand what's going on. It's confused. But quickly back to children, right? The thing with children is if you want to get the best, schedule. But don't now go and schedule it as if, I don't know, you're trying to fit every hour of the day. No. Put in schedules that are loose and encourage spontaneity. That way you are kind of free. So what we call that is blocking. Also at the morning block, maybe your morning blocks are before 9 a.m. That's bath time, breakfast time. So whether breakfast comes before bath before breakfast, you give them some room but you shall know that in this block, all this prep work is going on. Morning playtime can be 9 to 12. And you can say, okay, because it's light sun, okay, you want them to play outside. Or, no, mommy is still trying to get her coffee to kick in. I'll give them some board games or some. So you schedule it tactfully to be in tandem with your own routine, but at the same time to give them room and spontaneity within those blocks. So that's my tip number one. Schedule in blocks.
Hmm.
Next question.
Fantastic. Fantastic, fantastic. And I like, the way you presented it. It's kind of a mix and match, right? While you're not being completely spontaneous, you're also not completely erasing the spontaneity, right? You're kind of mixing it together. You have a schedule, but you give wriggle room. So the kids don't feel like they are in a barracks or something where they have to follow this very strict routine, and
Exactly.
it becomes very boring, right? And that's when you see them kind of revolting and saying, no,
Mhm.
mom, it's holiday. We don't want to do this and we don't want to do that. So that wouldn't be the right way
Exactly.
to But I want to
Exactly.
kind of follow on some of the things you said. When you talk about scheduling, and probably this will be different for different ages, right? Do you draw your schedule? I get you when you say wriggle room, but
Mhm.
do you like invite them in building out that schedule, kind of like, oh, have a conversation as to what would you like to do? So
Mhm.
there's some kind of a buy-in. Of course, depending on how old your kids are, you probably cannot invite a 2-year-old,
Mhm.
to have that conversation. Or maybe you can,
Well, you
perhaps.
can.
You are the coach, right? You're going to tell
Mhm.
us. Yeah, maybe you can, maybe you can't. But like,
Yeah.
how exactly should we approach that whole scheduling idea?
So if you're someone who's part of my godly parenting community, you will know that I always say, never make a decision that concerns a child without that child. So down to even the scheduling, because you might prefer that they do their outdoor games in the morning, and then maybe you have four kids, and 3 out of the 4 kids are giving you legitimate, logically sounding reasons why they would prefer to do it in the evening. The thing is, you now have to meet them halfway. You now have to check, like, okay, I want them to be outside playing in the morning because I want to be able to sleep a bit more. Okay, but
Mm-hmm.
the kids prefer to play in the evening because they feel like that would pep them up more, or that's when their friends will be there so they can have better teams. So how do you do it? Okay, what games can I give them that is not going to involve me too much? And then maybe twice a week I'll join them in their basketball outside or their football outside. Do you get? It's not
Mm-hmm.
rocket science. And let me tell you why you want to start involving your kids in decision making, in coming up with this type of things, right from even when they're babies and they can barely talk. Even when they are 1 year olds and you're doing schedule for them. Okay, my darling. So in the morning, we're going to do this. So you're talking to them. It's sinking in, trust me. And what is going to happen is your little child who can't talk is going to grow up knowing that mommy includes me, daddy includes me. My voice matters. They feel seen. Children need to know that home is where they feel seen, is where they feel heard, is where they participate. Family is not about mommy and daddy dishing out orders. Family is about us. Let me tell you how deep it can be. I have 3 teenagers and then I have one 10-year-old going to be 11. These children begged us to stay awake. So at 12:30 a.m. yesterday, we were listening to their pitch as to what they want to do tomorrow.
That's
As in,
serious.
they brought whiteboard, told us they gave us 3 options. Option 1 was if they were doing it by themselves with their savings. Then what their pitch was
Mm.
about was, if you can contribute 2,500 each, 2,500 naira.
Very real,
You see the
very real.
whiteboard. You see the whiteboard that they brought. I was just looking at them. I was like,
The
okay,
effort is even more than the request. How about mommy? Hope you doubled it,
no.
you know?
They gave us 2,500 for the first option, 5K for the second option. Daddy was so impressed. He's bankrolling the whole option. You'd have heard their
Oh,
scream.
thank you, Daddy. If you're watching this, we love you, Daddy.
But you get my point. They knew that, first of all, if they came to beg us
Mm.
to stay up a little later because it's holiday, you are not going to be sent, go to your room. It's matching orders. Already, I could sense some excitement going on earlier hours of the evening. So I'd already told myself, Ishi, you know what? Relax. These children are up to something. Let's see where this is going. So by the time they came and said, just give us 10 more minutes, we're coming. I wasn't upset. I was breathing. right? And when I saw the last two carry board into my room, I said, okay, why in for it? I was even thinking it was something major. But you see, the kids understand that we don't just allow them eat junk food anyhow,
Yeah.
and we don't just, and they also understand these days the value of money. So it was a big deal for them to make that request, and they needed to make it yesterday night because they knew that the option was either today or tomorrow, and so they've learned time management because they can't spring that on us today if today is the day they need it. So you see, that's a
Mm,
skill that they've learned from when they were children. Make your case. And they've seen time and time again that when their case is made and it makes sense, then there's possibility that they will get heard, if not all the way, part of the way. But I digress because I don't want us to go into parenting strategies today. We are here to address summer. Let's survive summer. But I thought to expand on this because you see, summer is a long holiday. Children will
mm,
test out a lot of skills they are learning, whether instinctively or in school. Parents, please be patient. There's a lot of learning that your children will get during holiday with you that may be far more critical than the academic learning they are getting. And that's not to say that academic learning is not important. But one thing the school cannot teach your child are life skills,
mm.
negotiation, people management, time management, budgeting, patience, kindness, grace. Those are all on you. And the only time children have enough time without the burdens of school and academics and all that is during holidays like this. So please, patience, 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 I beg. Please. Okay, next.
Wow. Thank you so much for that one. You know, when you said the first, you said that was tip one. So it's tip two, to exercise patience, right?
Please
And I
exercise
also don't want
patience.
to I don't want to necessarily steer you in a particular direction
Yep.
if you would rather not. So, if you want to give us like all the tips, please, we are here to listen to you speak, not to me ask you questions. So, by all means, I'm ready for you to take us through all the tips and then we can reconverge. Or if you want me to just keep,
I don't
leading you, that's
have
fine as
I
well.
don't have laid down tips for
Hmm.
summer, right? But I have things that I've done. Like I said, I have three teenagers. I hardly have to really sit down and strategize summer anymore because they instinctively know the things we do,
Yeah.
whether we travel, we don't travel. They know our routines. You understand? And for example, for older kids, in fact, okay, let me say what I think should be a brushstroke for children during summer. If you have your children at home, parents, my question is, how many of us schedule at least 1 week of our time during our children's core holiday? Even if it's not summer, maybe it's Easter, if it's Christmas.
Yeah.
How are you intentionally spending time? My job is hectic. My husband's 9 to 5 was very hectic. Now he runs his own business. It's busy, but he has flexibility now. And what he did for me was that I found for summer, we used to we travel almost every summer as a family. Let me tell you what, let me give you people a little tip, especially for those of you that are either early in your marriage or just got married. Just come closer.
I'm not
I
just
told
got married.
my
So
husband that I told my husband that if he wants his children to travel, he have to buy the same ticket and the same date as their own. So if his children are traveling June 1, he too will travel June 1 and they will all come back the same day. That's the way my husband has been going on family vacation with all of us all through these
No, no, wait.
18
I
years.
don't. Let me understand.
My
So they're
children don't
buying
leave this
tickets for the
country if their
kids.
daddy is not on that flight. I can't do 4 children by myself. I'm sorry.
Oh, I
Mommy will
get
always
it.
accompany. The guarantee is daddy. Because a lot of men travel for
Mm,
business. And then when it's time for vacation, they say, mommy, take the
I want to
children and
rest.
go. Eh, and it's me that don't want to rest. But that's not even the point. It's not the resting. What men don't realize is that that window is a window that pays them. Initially, it was very difficult for my husband. He used to always complain, not because he didn't want to, but it was tough getting time to sync. His own schedule, my own schedule to sync in with the children's summer. But I always insisted. I said, once you're not coming, we are not going. It's simple. We'll vacation here in Nigeria. The essence of vacation is family bonding. That's the primary duty. And what that has done is he's gone from resisting to giving his office marching orders till he retired eventually. But, or rather, well, early retirement because he was voluntary. Let me not make you feel like he's an old man. But my point is still he left 95, right?
Mm-hmm.
He got to a point where he would just say, this is what is going on his leave. Case closed. Because he now came to crave that bonding time with his kids. You find that men resist it because they feel like, oh, they're being controlled by their wife and children, all the narratives and all of that. They don't have time. But when they do, they forge bonds, a deeper bond with their families, with their children, that nothing else can replace. And you see, with the number of stories I've heard from the older generation that their children don't have time for them, the question I always ask is, did you have time for your children in their own formative years? You have
Yeah.
to model what making time for your family looks like to your children when they are young, before they have their own responsibilities. Because as your
Mm.
children grow, a lot of things will take their own time. And if they've not been taught or shown how to prioritize family, then they will just simply go with the flow of their own life and then not prioritize you. So tip number 3, make time for your children so that they will make time for you later.
Mm.
So number 1, blocking. Number 2, patience. Number 3, make time. I've not yet gotten, if it's about a summer list, I have one post that can even give you up to 20 activities. That's not
I
the issue. That's the
was
easiest part.
gonna go right there. I was gonna ask
No,
you
that's
in
the
terms
easiest
of
part.
actual activities, because we say schedule, block, make time. Yes, we
Mhm.
get it, but what are we gonna put into these time blocks, right? When we take out a week from
Okay.
the office, what do we do with the kids? Some people just have no idea, right? So please tell us.
Yeah. So um there's a page I run. Remember I said I'm a digital parenting coach, right? There's a post on my platform, Digital Parenting School. If you could just help me type it. Digital Parenting School, right? It was done May 2022. That post lists 20 activities that have nothing to do with tech, right? But I'm going to go through them quickly, but I just want people to have a reference point. If you go to May 2022 on Digital Parenting School, I have 10 outdoors, 10 indoor activities that you can do with your kids. Now, what you need to be mindful of is, thank you. So what you need to be mindful of is this. You can use tech during, your bonding time, but don't let it be something that replaces you. Don't just give the children their devices. Go and play with this one and leave me alone. No. Bond with them over tech. So what does that look like?
Ah,
Play games
God,
with
I
them on
beg.
tech. So I'll give you an example. In Women's Growth Academy, we have Juliet there. Digital Parenting School, Godly Parenting School, good. Code Juliet on Godly Parenting platform. She was in Canada. Her children were in Nigeria until they joined her not too long ago, right? And her last birthday, her children threw her a birthday in Roblox. Let me repeat myself. Her children threw her a birthday party in Roblox. Now, many people will not even understand this sentence I've just said because they don't even understand what Roblox is. But their children are
They've never seen the
probably
platform.
playing. They don't even know the platform, but their children are probably playing with it. So when I tell you that a parent suggests Roblox to the point that her children were confident enough to host birthday party inside and
So
invited her and they did
does she have an
surprise and
account?
all.
She joined
You,
too.
of course, I have an account on
Oh
Roblox.
wow.
Oh no,
Oh
most of the
wow.
games that are important to my kids, I have accounts on them. If it's important to your kid, it better be important to you.
Hmm.
How do you relate with your children if you don't see the world through their eyes?
Hmm.
Yeah? Take a mile in their feet, in their shoes, so that if you feel it's mindless games, then you know what to do. But you can't criticize what you don't understand. Right?
Yeah.
Great. So for activities, you have the tech-enabled activities and you have the non-tech ones. I know parents will be like, okay, we know the tech ones. That's fine. My only caution is try to get in there with them and then limit screen time so that you're not giving them mindless, screen time on all that. Now, for outdoors, let me go through my 20 activities quickly so that you have something. But if you want to sit with it, like I said, like you put it there, May 2022, digital parenting school. Go outdoors and play games. Do you remember when we were young? Stuck in the mud,
Sway.
catcher, way, 10-10. For
Mm-hmm.
those who are in our international community, I'm talking about hopscotch. I'm talking about pig in a hole. Don't worry, I got you. I know the international names of these games.
International parenting. Hmm.
Yes, I am. Right? So go play outside. When my kids were young, there were some things that were staples in my house. Molding clay. I used to buy them the same way I used to buy their stationery. The minute it's like one pack left, I will buy more. White chalk, the big ones, the ones that they can hold, especially when they were younger, because they will go outside my house and they will draw on the street, on the floor, right?
Mm.
Because that's the easiest thing to clean. And even if they don't clean it, it will clean itself. And then if you're someone who lives outside the country or in stores where they have a lot of stuff, washable markers. So you just give them fabric and let them paint away. And when they are done, you put it in water and wash it, ready for
Bees.
another use. Get it? That's something. Plant things. Go and look for the easy things to plant. You have tomatoes in your kitchen. Slice them. Go online. Google how to plant tomatoes. Give your children tomatoes to plant. Maize, beans. Things that they can go and watch every morning, especially the younger kids. They love this. They'll go and say, my beans is now getting taller. That shows them cycle of life. It teaches them a lot of things. It teaches them discipline. It teaches them delayed gratification. So grow
Accountability.
something to accountability. And if you're in Nigeria, you will get some small food out of it. It may not be plenty, but at least your children will not be very encouraged about planting, right? If you're lucky and you live near the beach, or you live in some places where you have things like parks, yes, it's, in Nigeria
Mhm.
we have some parks. Come on now. Especially in Lagos, we do have parks. You have to drive a bit, but it's there. The point is, go outdoors. If you're in an estate, most estates now have some park or the other. Do the Oyibo thing, carry blankets, carry biscuits and Ribena. Let them have their snack time, 1 hour on the grass. Now, let me tell you something. Why is it important for them to do this? There's something called grounding. It's part of the natural sciences where your feet need to touch grass, sand. That's the natural earth for a certain number of minutes minimum a day. In the world
Mm.
that we live in now, most people move around without their feet making contact. There was a period where for almost 5 years, my bare feet never touched the bare ground because everywhere around me was concrete, tiled, and I was moving from house with my shoes on into car and all of that. Now, what grounding does for you is that it keeps your internal electrons, and yes, we have electrical current going through our body, in our brain, our nerves. It keeps them grounded. It keeps them how do I put it? Fine tuned. I'm trying to look for the
Mhm.
easy way
Keeps
to
you
say it.
centered.
Keeps you centered. And that's why children are happy. It's like they are moving on some juice
Steroids.
that we are not drinking. Also, yes, they love playing in the rain. They love playing outside. They
Mm.
are being grounded. As you get older, you lose that, and you get sick. You get stressed. So please go outside when you are doing the picnic. If it's a safe place, let them take off their shoes, play in the grass. Oh, the grass is itchy. Go ahead. If you
I think I even
have
need
pets,
grounding myself.
you understand. Why do you feel so nice? Why do you feel so good when you go to the beach? You know that's water.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Mhm.
You're getting a massive dose of serotonin from the grounding.
It's how you're dropping all these medical terms. I thought you said it's tech. So do you still, I don't know what's going on.
I read for fun.
Okay.
Yeah. And that's another thing they can do. Read. Read books. My children used to earn like whole sets of books at the end of a session as that's oh, if you make this grade, I'll buy you Wimpy Kid, the whole set. Oh, I'll buy you. So it was a reward that kept giving because almost as you're reading the books, your brain is expanding, you're doing more in class.
Yeah, I
So
love
all
it.
my kids are readers.
Yeah.
They chew books like nothing, right? Start it when they are young. You will be a parent that will never, ever regret that decision. Your pocket may cry for a while, but trust me, it's not a decision to be taken
Worth it.
lightly. It's worth it. If you have pets, even if it's chicken, take them for a walk. Again, it's the whole thing of going out, getting fresh air, all of that. Picnics, I've said picnics, swimming. Look in your neighborhood. There might be one small club or somebody that has pool that you can just talk to them. It doesn't have to be rocket science. But what I used to do with my kids, especially when they were younger, I don't know if you guys know what they call a paddy pool. It's
Mm-hmm.
that plastic thing that is round that you can pour water into it. I bought it. Then with all those small balls. Once there's any excuse of holiday, midterm, anything, I just put water. Everybody got a swimming pool and they'll be there for 2 hours. Whatever they do there is fine. Because
They
it's
can't
safe.
even drown there, so we don't even need life jackets in that one.
Do you get? You get? Easy, fun, and you invest in the things because if you keep it well, that pool, that set will last you 2-3 years. Unless you have a child that is being very destructive and they go and use something sharp to poke it, it's not going to spoil. And then on the other side of it, I had a friend who said that for a while they were living in all these concrete apartments, and one day she got so frustrated, she went to the building site, talked to the guys, they gave her sharp sand, she poured it into the paddy pool, and that became the permanent sand pit. So our children go there, build castle, do all those things. Notice I'm saying quick, cheap, easy things.
Yeah.
If you can afford to get them bicycles, you can buy second-hand bicycles, let them go and ride bicycles. Play hide and seek. Mommy, you're not too old to go and play hide and seek, even indoors or outdoors. Indoors, card games. In my home, Christmas tradition, card games, adults versus children. We even have the ones that are indigenous for us in Nigeria, for example. You have Giddy Wars, How Nigerian Are You, Jollof Wars. These are all card games. They are fun. They are full of knowledge. My 14-year-old son, I'm saying his age so that you will see that this is the height of I'm cool like that and all that. He was going to hang out with friends yesterday at Ikoyi Club. He packed the How Nigerian Are You and put it in his bag. He said, Mommy, all I told him was, please bring back all my cards complete. So the thing is, the habits you start, it will be part of them. In his mind, that's one of the coolest games. But if you didn't train them with card games and board games and all that, they will dismiss it as those things. Every holiday, I just go and spend 500 naira, buy what? If I buy 1,000 2 packs of what, another 1,000 2 packs of cards, and then I say, well, if I sit at the end of the holiday, well, if I don't, too bad. But my children so they know how to play cards, they know how to play what, they know how to play Monopoly, chess. In fact, I have kids who win prizes in chess. Play games. These things increase their brain power and keeps them busy for hours. Like you need to see my children when they are playing Monopoly. Monopoly, sometimes I have to tell them, no, we're not doing Monopoly today. We need peace and quiet because they take it very seriously. Very, very seriously. So play games. Cook with your family. During COVID, every Friday, my house was baking evening. We all used to bake one thing or the other. So all my kids bake. You see, and all these things I'm saying, I'm here sitting down talking to you guys at 6, 7 p.m. in the evening because my children can sort out a lot of things for themselves. So it's not just about them doing fun things. It's also about them just realizing that they can do certain things for themselves now. It's about improving capacity, right? Another one to do with them that is fun, DIY spa day. Buy small liquid soap, get a bowl, do their spa for them. They will do their own for you. If you have girls, give them small polish to polish your feet. Whatever they do on it, if you cannot carry it to work the next day, just in the night, just remove it. Exactly. Ludo and snakes and ladders, exactly. That still is in my house as well. Spa day. So my boys love pedicures because they have been raised to take care of their self. It's part of grooming. You know how it is when you see
Mm.
a nice looking guy and then you look at the feet and you're wondering if the person is a laborer. What's going on down there? They can't wear slippers because it's just something else. So raise your sons. I mean, daughters is a given because most women, I
Yeah.
mean, we know how we do now. But include your sons in some of these things before they are old enough to think it's uncool. If they grow up with those behaviors, they will just assume that it's proper grooming. So my children know that their nails must be kept a certain kind of way because that's just proper grooming. It has nothing to do with boy or girl.
Huh?